What's up, everyone? I'm Ness right now, and I'm in Fort Worth because of an anime convention. But right now I'm actually at the Water Gardens. And at this convention I'm hoping to get a bunch of street passes. There's actually going to be a Pokemon event going on, so I'm going to get a lot of battles. So let's have some fun in Fort Worth. Right now I'm in Echo Chamber. It's like I'm using the move Echoed Voice. It's really cool and fancy. You can hear every whisper I say. I gotta catch 'em all. I gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon X and Y.
Alright, so this is the first battle against a passerby named Ethan. I never actually met him, I was just in the same room as him. He leads with a Noivern, and I lead with my Venusaur, which really doesn't have anything good on it for Noivern, so I switch out to my Barbaracle. It goes for the fly, so I just hang in there and go for a rock polish knowing I can survive the fly. He swaps out into Greninja expecting the Stone Edge, and I still do pretty good damage with the Stone Edge. Surf almost takes me out, but I survive it. I'm running a pretty bulky Barbaracle set. Go for the cross chop on the Kabutops, but it takes me out with Scald. So I go into Avalugg, and I'm running a really good special defense Avalugg, and it burns me with Scald, which is pretty bad news for its attack stat. But he sends out an Aerodactyl and goes for the Rock Slide, and my Avalanche still manages to do good enough damage because I'm holding Never Melt Ice, and it already got attacked in the turn, so Avalanche's power was doubled. He sends out his own Avalugg, and it goes for Strength. Avalugg's raw physical defense just shows itself right there, and it goes down to burn damage. So I send out my Girafarig, and I go for Psychic, and this Girafarig's on my team by a mistake, but it was a pretty good mistake. It's a decent special attacker, and it's pretty fast. He sends out Noivern again. It takes me out with a Draco Meteor. I was going to go for the Dazzling Gleam there, of course. I Mega Evolve my Absol next, and I go for my favorite priority move in the game, Sucker Punch. It gets it down to half damage. I expect to survive the fly. I go for Swords Dance. I wasn't sure how my speed would stack up there. And then I go for another Sucker Punch. Then he sends out Venusaur, and he Mega Evolves it. And Mega Venusaur is super bulky monster. I go for the Psycho Cut, but it survives, and then it takes me out with Petal Blizzard. So I send out my own Venusaur, which I thought was holding Venusaur right, but it's actually holding Lucky Egg. Not that it would have mattered this battle. I go for Hidden Power because I don't have the Sludge Bomb TM yet. It's a really lame placeholder move. And I eventually take out the Mega Venusaur. Good battle. This next battle is against Vera, who I actually did meet from South Africa. So that's probably the longest distance battle that I've had locally, I guess. Leads with the Blaziken, and Baton passes out to Ferrothorn, which is a pretty good move. My Razor Shell does practically nothing, and I take Iron Barb's damage. I love Barbaracle's Tough Claws ability because it super boosts all the physical contact moves. So I'm able to do decent damage to Ferrothorn with Cross Chop. Sets up the rocks, and I actually don't have any rocks set up on my team right now. I wasn't too prepared. Switches out into Mawile. Intimidate lowers me pretty well. Stone Edge does almost nothing. Mega evolves into Mega Mawile, which is a force to be reckoned with its super powerful attack. Play Rough just like tears through Barbaracle. So I then send out Avalugg, just hoping to do some damage. The rocks do pretty hefty amount of damage. I survive the Sucker Punch pretty well, The play rough the next turn is a different story, though, because it's STAB. So I send out Chester, just hoping to maybe get in a hit, and actually withdraws Mawile and goes out into Blaziken. The Hammer Arm gets a crit, so I'm able to take out Blaziken, which is good news for me. Then out comes Gyarados, which was running a Moxie Dragon Dance set, which is pretty scary. I go for the Seed Bomb, and then I swap out, actually, into Absol, just hoping that I can survive at least one hit, and I do. So I Mega Evolve, and I go for the Sucker Punch and take out Gyarados. That was a pretty risky move. Then out comes Protean Greninja with holding a Life Orb. Rex Absol probably would have been beaten by any of its moves, honestly. U-turns out and goes into Coister, and this is where I pretty much lose the game with one move. He goes for the Shell Smash, and I go for Substitute for some reason. I just wasn't expecting that, I guess. I should have expected it, but I don't. So Icicle Spear tears through the Substitute and then through Tony, who really wasn't battle prepared at all. Then I send out Girafarig, just hoping to maybe outspeed it with Thunderbolt. But the Shell Smash was too much. Rock Blast just tears through Girafarig. And then out comes Chester, who just nicely meets his fate with Icicle Spear. So good match. And nice Coister sweep. Animal style. This match against Artheria actually took place during the cosplay contest at the convention. So I honestly wasn't paying too much attention during this battle, but it's still a pretty good battle nonetheless. I send out Avalugg, and immediately goes for the Mega Blaziken, and Fire Pledges me out. I barely survive it, but I get in a good Earthquake. Speed Boost kicks in, and the next turn, Avalugg is pretty much guaranteed dead. Didn't want to switch into a Fire Pledge with anyone else, so I just let Avalugg go down. Speed Boost continues to do some pretty bad damage, so I send in Absol. I go for the Swords Dance, actually. I think that was a misclick. I was going for Sucker Punch, but I hit Swords Dance because I had recently added Swords Dance, and that was where the Sucker Punch slot was. But things actually work out pretty well here. And I kept my Absol as a regular Absol because I was hoping to go into Mega Venusaur here, but it turns out my Venusaur was holding a Lucky Egg and not a Venusaurite. So I actually do go switch into the Mega Absol. And Xerneas takes me out with the Moon Blast anyway. I send out Venusaur, and Moon Blast happens again, but I managed to survive it pretty easily. I go straight for the Toxic because I don't have Sludge Bomb on me, very unfortunately. I wish I did. I probably will next time I upload battle videos like this. Goes out into Delphox after that, and I set up my sub just in case. I go for the Hidden Power. I still don't know what type it is, honestly, but it doesn't do much. Hidden Power really got nerfed this generation. I go for the Toxic on Delphox because I might as well. That's pretty much the only way I can damage it. Delphox goes for the Psychic, baits the Substitute. I go for Hidden Power again, just to get in a little bit more damage, and then I take this Future Sight attack and go down. Then I send out Girafarig. She actually withdraws and sends out Umbreon, and I go for the Thunderbolt, and it doesn't do too much. Then I go for the Dazzling Gleam the next turn. This is an Expert Belt Girafarig, so it does a pretty hefty amount of damage. Survive the Bite, alright, about half. My Girafarig has pretty much no investment in defenses, unfortunately. I go for the Dazzling Gleam on Xerneas, because that's pretty much the one thing that we guaranteed to do damage. Then I go for Psychic. It actually does a little bit more damage. Take a Thunderbolt, and I go down. But the poison continues to whittle down Xerneas just enough. I send out Chester, just hoping that she wouldn't go for Moon Blast, and she doesn't. She actually switches out to Delphox again. I go for the Seed Bomb, and Delphox takes poison damage but survives and uses Psychic on me the next turn, which takes out Chester. But then Delphox goes down to poison. Then she sends out Farfetch'd, which this must have been like her actual party that she was using at the time. Switches out to Floatzel immediately. Takes a Razor Shell pretty easily. Next turn, Floatzel goes for the Waterfall. Doesn't do too much. I go for the Stone Edge and take out Floatzel. Then out comes Umbreon again. Uses Moonlight to recover. And I go for the Cross Chop. And Barbaricle's amazing attack just manages to take it out. And then out comes Xerneas, who finishes me off with a Moonblast. So pretty good game. This is a match against someone named Sidon, who I actually tried to track down throughout the entire convention, because like they were always in range, but every time we hit battle, it never worked. But it actually did work once in the lobby. I still don't know who this person is though. Only person I actually met was Vera. So I straight out go for Agility just to test out this Giraffe Ring set. And I've barely survived the Fire Blast and get burned and get taken out anyway. Oh well, farewell Giraffe Rig. I might need to get a better move set on you sometime. Send out Barbaricle. Delphox goes for the Psychic. Does decent damage, but I'm still able to survive enough to take it out with Stone Edge. Then out comes Doublade. And I was thinking it was an Eviolite Doublade. I just go for Razor Shell, maybe to do something to it. Takes me out with Sacred Sword. Send out Tornado. Go for the Sucker Punch. Take out Doublade. Next out comes Talonflame. Uses Acrobatics on me, which is pretty powerful, but I'm still able to get into Stone Edge and take out Talonflame. I actually get a critical hit, but I think I might have been able to take it out anyway. Next comes Gabite, which makes me think that this was another battle in-game team, which doesn't really take away anything nowadays, this generation, with super training and everything being so prevalent. Gabite goes for the Dragon Claw and Venusaur. Survive it, go for the Petal Dance, and take out Gabite. But now I'm locked into Petal Dance. He actually sends out Krokorok. It uses Dig, probably to stall me and get me confused, which is actually a very effective strategy this battle. I keep hurting myself in my confusion. Uses Crunch, whittles me down, and then I hurt myself in my confusion again, so I can't get in another hit with Tony. Then I send out Avalugg, hoping to get in an Avalanche or something. I really should have gone for Earthquake expecting the Dig, but I was expecting another Crunch or something. And then I go for the Avalanche the next turn and take it out. Next out comes Blastoise, which Mega Evolves into Mega Blastoise. Hashtag Arm Cannons. It goes for the Skull Bash, actually. And I go for an Earthquake, just to get in a little bit of damage, knowing that Avalanche won't be super effective. It'll be not very effective at all. I just go for the Avalanche anyway the next turn, just to see how much it does. It gets a critical hit, and it actually does a decent amount of damage, because Never Melt Ice and everything. And Avalugg, despite its major bulk, it actually doesn't have really bad offenses at all. Its attack stat is pretty decent, at least in the hundreds. Go for the Avalanche again, and I'm able to take out Blastoise before it takes out me. It's a good battle.
And here are all the street passes I got from the event, which is absolutely insane. Like, all of these people have 3DSs. So I have almost every pink piece in Puzzle Swap now. See you next time.